Martin's audio was muted for YouTube compliance, while he expressed frustration that Castles and Crusades is not already the industry's leading RPG.
I hate the YouTube thumbnail game. Yes, I'm mocking it, but it got your attention, didn't it? Now let's get into some seriously cool supplements for Castles and Crusades. Easily the best role-playing game since 2nd edition AD&D. Now before we dive in, I hope you'll allow me a few moments of indulgence. I think they're important to your understanding of this video and these books. This isn't a review.
Really?
This is a discussion about a topic I love and have decades of experience with. If I were simply talking about this rare, true 1st edition AD&D Deities and Demigods book, this conversation would be a breeze. Sharing nostalgic games and supplements doesn't generate anxiety. There's no misunderstanding that I might be suggesting viewers go out and purchase it. We both understand that without explanation. However, discussing new or even newish publications generates a lot of anxiety. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I get nothing out of it other than a small pittance of ad revenue, which, because I'm not some bullshit artist smearing feces on the hobby I love, usually amounts to around $20 before it putters out. So when I talk about something published within the past decade, especially something very new, unless it's a product I truly love, I am not going to touch it. I've turned down a lot of review requests, and I feel like a bit of an asshole for it. But I'd feel like an even bigger asshole standing in front of this camera talking about a game or supplement I wasn't genuinely energized about. I'm still not trying to sell you anything, but there is a chance you'll watch my video and then purchase it. If you love it as much as I do, that makes me happy. I'm glad to have introduced you to something new, but if I talk about something you buy and ultimately don't enjoy, that's on me. I lost trust and possibly a subscriber, and each of you matter to me. I can say from experience that listening to a YouTuber talk about something does not mean that thing is credible or of quality. Professor Dungeon Master inspired me to purchase this, and I love it. But then a different YouTuber sold me on this. Oh man, I hate this. Absolute waste of money. I genuinely thought it was going to be a supplement for ancient Greece. Instead, it's just some shitty book about some shitty card game for some shitty role-playing game. As for all of my enjoyable third-party 5e supplements, converting them to Castles and Crusades is simple. It requires only one step. Go to the Trollord Games website and download their free 5e conversion PDF. That means the money spent on third-party 5e supplements wasn't wasted. On the other hand, converting this book to Castles and Crusades, it requires multiple steps. First, remove it from your shelf. Then you douse it in lighter fluid. You set it on fire, and you try to forget you ever wasted money on it. But that's on me completely. The WotC label should have been the only red flag I needed. I said all of that so you can understand just how much I love the publications I'm discussing today. If you're a fan of Castles and Crusades, you'll love these books. If you're a fan of Amazing Adventures, you can use and enjoy these books. If you're a fan of the original Deities and Demigods book, you'll enjoy these books. Even if you don't play Castles and Crusades, what do you want? In which case I have to ask, why the fuck aren't you playing this fantastic game? After watching this, head on over to my Castles and Crusades video. The original Deities and Demigods book introduced me to Lovecraft's cosmic horror and the unique art style of Herodotus, an influence I see nearly every OSR artist trying to replicate. James Ward and Robert Kuntz are credited as the authors of this book. In 1976, Ward invented Metamorphosis Alpha. Then in 1978, created one of my all-time favorite role-playing games, Gamma World, a game whose influence you can still see in modern media. Ward, who passed away in March of 2024, deserves his own separate video just to describe the contributions to this hobby. And here's the really fun part of his legacy. James Ward, co-author of Deities and Demigods, is credited as the sole author of Gods and Monsters for Castles and Crusades. This hardcover edition is a collector's item, nearly as difficult to find as the original Deities and Demigods. Shockingly, even the PDF sells for around $24 on DriveThruRPG. If you're looking to buy it, be warned, it's long out of print, and you'll mostly find worn paperbacks on eBay. You can clearly see Ward's familiar style throughout the book. While it was published for Castles and Crusades, it constantly reminds me of the AD&D original and controversial Book of Gods.
That's suspicious.
However, for clarity, like later editions of Deities deities and demigods, it does not include H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, nor Michael Moorcock's Melibonian mythos. But don't worry, this book has so much more. In the preface, Ward states that after 30 years of working on RPGs, this is his best work. Within these pages, you'll find detailed, in-depth guidelines for avatars. The first mythos provided is for the official Castles and Crusades campaign setting of Arity. 2 of their gods appear to have been adopted from the Egyptian Pantheon. And like every pantheon found in this book, there are new magic items, spells, and monsters. Then the indigenous peoples pantheon, referred to in this book as the American Indian Pantheon. Then the Aztec Pantheon, followed by the gods of the Celtic mythology. We also of the Dwarven Pantheon and the Egyptian Pantheon, which introduces us to the most common of those ancient gods. In reality, the Egyptians had literally hundreds of gods, and we'll talk about that more when we get to this book. Then we have the Elven Pantheon and the Gnomish Pantheon. One of my favorite spells of all time appears in the Gnomish Pantheon. It's called Avocado Justice. It turns your enemies into a growing avocado plant. Then we have the Greek Pantheon and the Halfling Pantheon. Next is the Humanoid Pantheon, which includes orcs, kobolds, goblins, lizardmen, and hobgoblins. After that, we have the Indian mythos, followed by the Japanese Pantheon, the Norse Pantheon, and finally the Roman Pantheon. As stated in the beginning, throughout the book, you'll find new spells, new magic items, and new creatures tied to every mythos and pantheon. The book is 160 pages, and like everything published for Castles and Crusades, it is of superior quality. The illustrations are simple and elegant. I think you'll find it fits perfectly and complements the tone of the book. There are now newer, updated books covering the gods for Castles and Crusades, and I'll be covering those, if not in the next video, then very soon. In addition to the updated Deities book, there are separate lengthy books covering specific pantheons. Whether you're 10 or 50, these will absolutely blow your mind. The art in these books is sparse, but you can't play art. And frankly, the light socket licking tourist wouldn't make it past page 1 of these books, which is fine. This is absolutely top quality material, and it keeps the riffraff away.
Once again, Atom's microphone has been muted. Anticipating backlash, he is clarifying the definition of gatekeeping. Before the term was carelessly repurposed on the internet, it referred to excluding marginalized groups from housing, employment, or participation based on factors such as race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, disability, age, or religion. However, refusing to play a game with someone because they are unpleasant is not gatekeeping. It is the application of standard.
No.
I won't go into that any deeper here. I'm sure I'll cover those complaints in a future video. I hope you enjoyed this discussion, and keep an eye out for the most recent publications updating the deities found in Castles and Crusades. I'm your host, friend, and hopefully your favorite cynical Batcaver game master.
Oh, Canada.